How to hear sound better in Rainbow Six Siege X? This is the question you've been asking for the last week. So that's what I'm going to show you in this video. First of all, yes, it was kind of bugged until the update and now it should be good. Because I can hear sound, my duo can hear sound, and most of you guys say it's working. However, it's very different with the old audio we had in Siege. So there are a lot of different things that you have to learn and change in your settings to pinpoint exactly where enemies are and get more kills. Before we get into the video, don't forget that I do coaching sessions to help me improve faster. You can get all the info about prices and how the sessions work by sending me a DM on Discord. My Discord is in the description. Let's get to the video. Okay, so the first thing that everyone has question about is dynamic range. Which one you want to play, high or low? This is very simple. It's the same thing as before. Low is basically night mode and high is just hi-fi. Because high, as it says right here, gunshots, explosions, and also like reinforcements and all of those things are very loud. So it's kind of harder to make hear the footsteps and quiet footsteps. But low is exactly the opposite. I mean, the reinforcements, gunshots are lower, so then you can hear the footsteps better. Now, I'm gonna test this and see if it actually works right now. So we're gonna go to hi-fi, or basically high, and see if the reinforcement sounds are very loud. Low, okay, test again. Well, I don't see any difference. I'm not sure if we can find the difference in-game. Like in-game, 5 versus 5, people shooting, reinforcing, all of those things. There you can see the difference. But most people play usually on low. Now, next setting that we want to talk about is this new setting that is added to the game. So we have ringing, we have muted, and we have wave. And it says right here, customize the audio effect played while stunned in-game, be it from stun grenade or another source. So another source, it doesn't say what, but we're gonna test some different things and see if it actually works. First, we're gonna go with ringing. When I throw a flashbang, you're gonna hear like a whistle, like a long whistle. And now the whistle is gone. If you switch to muted, now you're gonna hear a different sound. And now we're gonna test wave. So press apply. I think muted is the best one because it doesn't make any extra sounds. So since the option says the sound can be from another source than flashbangs, I want to test this fire extinguisher right here. It's on ringing. No, it doesn't make any difference. It's just something completely different. It doesn't have to do anything with the option. We're gonna test grenades and see if it actually works again. He's gonna throw the nade in the middle. Yes, it works. Now I hear the whistling again because it's on ringing, and I'm pretty sure if we switch it to muted or wave, it's gonna be again different. Now let's test recharges, impact grenade, and also ash charge. I'm gonna switch this to wave and see if it actually makes any difference. Yes, it works. As you guys see, you can hear the wave, and now it's just gone. Now we're gonna test this with recharges. That goes into the video. Yeah, well, I heard the ringing sound. I think it actually works. Now it's on wave, and let's see if we can hear it. Yeah, we can hear the wave. So it works with recharges too. So it's time to use our ash charge and see if that works as well. I'm gonna use ash charge where in the middle, you said? Yeah, I can hear the ringing. But if it's unmuted, it's gonna be different, obviously. Yeah, muted is way better. It feels like you don't hear any extra sound cues, but you're hearing that extra sound cue, but it's just way different with ringing and wave. There is no extra stuff. So now I'm gonna switch to muted and also ringing, and Dukaibi is gonna throw a flashbang and kind of like walk right next to me, and we're gonna see if we can hear the sound cue better. He's gonna throw a flashbang, I'm gonna get flashed, and then it's gonna walk. Well, again, it was kind of both the same thing, but definitely muted is better because you don't have that whistling in your ears all the time. Moving on to the next topic, something that is different with new audio in Siege X. The gunshots and all of the sound cues, they just feel very different if the target or if the enemy is far from you, okay? Or if they're in like a closed area or if they're in open area. So for example, if Dukaibe is shooting right there, it doesn't sound like Dukaibe's gun, which is the DMR. So how far you're from the enemy actually matters. If you're kind of like there, the sound is going to be weird. If you're very close, the sound is going to be like old-time Siege with the other audio. It's just like actually Dukaibe's DMR. And now you're going to see the difference right here. This is kind of like closed area. We are close to each other and all of that. We have walls next to us. But here, it's the open. And look at the difference. So I'm going to shoot. Look at the reverb and echo and all of that. But now when I come to this room, front office, same goes for the Dukaibe DMR. Go there. And now Dukaibe is going to be in janitor. It's closed area, no holes, nothing. As you can see, no rotations. And look how the sound is coming. But if she's in the hallway, it's more clear definitely than the other one. Now, how can you hear sound better in Siege X? Something that you have to pay attention to is direction of the sound cue and also the distance, how close the sound is coming from, okay? Is it close to you? Is it far away? And which side? Is it left ear or right ear? That's how you can hear sound better. For example, Bandit is on my left, okay? When he shoots, I'm gonna hear it from left ear, even though the sound is traveling through both ears and it's like stereo and all of that, but you're gonna hear it more on the left ear. So shoot. Yeah, that clearly tells me the sound's coming from left side. But if it goes to the right side or somewhere else, it's gonna be different. Now it's coming from right ear. It's definitely not coming from stock. You can see the difference. And now we're gonna test the distance. So it's gonna go far away and it's gonna go also close and shoot. So like, is it here? Is the sound coming from here, janitor? No, it's not. Is it coming from stock? No, it's coming from somewhere around there. Now he's gonna come closer and shoot. Again, it's a bit closer. It's definitely not coming from exactly left side, or it's not coming from right side. It's something like front. So I'm just guessing it's around here. Also something you have to pay attention to with sound cues, you have to guess most of the time. Like, sure, you're hearing it from right, but there are 2 or 3 rooms to your right side. You have to guess where exactly the sound is coming from. Now we're gonna do a test. We're gonna go somewhere else, and this time he's not gonna tell me his position, and I'm just gonna try to guess where the sound cue is coming from. Okay, that sound is coming from right here. Do it again. It's archives. No, it's archives. Yeah, it's archives. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna try to follow the sound cue.
Okay, follow.
Okay. So just keep shooting. So that sound is coming from my right ear. I'm gonna follow it. It's not clear. It's not main stairs. Elevator. Elevator. Yeah, okay. Something else that we want to test is, remember back in the day with the other sound cues and like the other audio system, we had barricades and holes on the wall, for example, and then we used to say the sound travels through. Now we're gonna test and see if it works. So Bucky's on the CEO window, he's just going left and right. Look, I can hear the sound. I know he's rappelling, even though it's not very clear, but the sound is coming from my right ear. And I can hear his steps. Can you sprint? Look, I just exactly know he's walking and sprinting over this window. Now we're gonna shoot the glass and see the difference. Okay, do it. Now you can hear the rope, the rappel sound, it's more clear. I'm gonna shoot 2 glasses now. Now I'm gonna make a hole. With the hole, it's even more clear than before. What we are testing now is that Finka is on the other side, he's in CO, he's gonna shoot, and we're gonna listen to sound cue, and then I'm gonna make a hole and see the difference. Wow, that sounds so muffled, and definitely it's coming from right here, but now I'm gonna make a hole. Moving on to the next topic, we're gonna test above or below sound cue. For example, so many of you are struggling with top of the staircase and below the staircase. You don't know where the sound is coming from. Now, Finka is gonna sprint, gonna shoot, and we're gonna see the difference. Look, that just completely tells you the sound cue is coming from below, okay? And now she's coming up, going above.
Should I think a boost?
Think a boost, you can.
Just if you hear from above already, I'm staying top. I'm gonna do it, okay?
Okay. Yeah, it was very clear. Yeah, okay.
I'm done.
Yeah, you know what I noticed when you did that? When you did it on top, the sound cue came from here. Look.
Yeah,
when you did it on bottom, the sound cue came from here. Yeah, that's what I noticed.
It travels like that, yeah.
And last thing that I want to talk about is masking the sound. So in game, 5 versus 5, everyone's playing, right? You guys are shooting, giving callouts in Discord. There is a high chance you miss some of the sound cues. Of course, you're not gonna hear the Ash crouch while coming up the staircase when there are so many other sound cues going on. I'm just gonna show you what's really happening. So this is normal, I'm not doing anything. We're gonna hear all of the sound cues. Okay, now all of this, we're gonna test it with Ace Charge. So, 3. You see, you can still hear the sound cue, but it's very hard to hear it now because we have also Ace Charge going on right next to us. The best tip that I can give you is to try to isolate sound cues. If you have an Ace Charge, if someone is shooting behind you and you have someone crouch walking, you have to not listen to Ace Charge and also the shooting. Most of you guys get tunnel vision, you get focused, you are stressed, you're playing, you're shooting and all of that. Of course, you're gonna miss the sound cues. So try to be focused and not get tunnel vision.